Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to a TBR jar video. Before we get started, my name is Emily and I just want to say thank you so much for watching today's video and I hope you like it. Before we get into it, I did want to mention that I am feeling really inspired for my YouTube channel this month and just recently in general, because if you didn't know, I had mentioned it like in passing a few times, but I got married at the end of September, so it's about my 1 month anniversary now. So I was putting a lot of my time and energy into wedding planning, my 9-to-5 job, also just making time to actually read books and not just make content about books and things like that. So now that my wedding is over, I feel like I am excited to put my creative energy into something new. And with that being said, I was hoping to be posting on a more regular schedule on YouTube starting with this video. So I'm planning on uploading videos on Wednesdays each week. I'm sure there's going to be a week or two here and there where I'm not able to get a video up, especially if I have like a busy work week or something. But if that were to happen, I would definitely post about it or try and get a video up later in the week. But overall, I'm planning on posting videos on Wednesdays, and I just wanted to mention that because I'm really excited and I'm feeling really reinvigorated for YouTube and booktube and making content and reading vlogs and things like that. So with that being said, I figured we would do a November TBR. I figured it's time to turn a bit of a new leaf because even though I am a mood reader, I've said that several times, I have a TBR cart behind me, which I feel like I need to utilize a bit more. There's a few books on here that I've been wanting to read for quite a while. I can't promise that I'll read all of the books that I add to my TBR, but I thought I'd pick 6 or 7 prompts from the TBR jar, pick 6 or 7 books to add to my TBR, and try to knock a few of these reads off of my physical TBR. I haven't done this since like February probably, so I'm kind of excited to do it again because I think the last time I did this, I didn't read a single book that I picked, so I felt kind of like a fraud. We're going to try it for November and see how it goes. So the first prompt is a book without the word of, the, or and in the title. Let's see. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do for this one. I think it's going to be Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. This book came out in September and I'm actually shocked that I haven't read this yet because this was one of my most highly anticipated reads of 2025. This is a prequel that takes place in the same world as the Divine Rivals duology. And I just wasn't really in the mood for this when it came out, even though I was so excited for it. And I wanted to make sure I was in the right headspace to read it. I think now is finally the time. This one, like I said, is a prequel for Divine Rivals, and it follows some of the gods that they mention in Divine Rivals, I believe. And it says, Matilda and Vincent were fated to find each other beyond dreams. But to rewrite the blood-soaked ways of the gods, Matilda will have to face something she fears even more than losing her magic, finally allowing herself to be loved. So it seems like we have a bit of fated mates in this. I just love Rebecca Ross's writing. I feel like it is so enchanting and it really just draws you into this like rich world. And we already know about this world because of Divine Rivals, so I'm really excited to get back into it. So first up on the TBR is Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. I just grabbed a table because I wanted to stack the books on top of it. So first book on the TBR is Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. All right, next prompt. An author's debut novel. I don't know if I have a debut on here. Oh, I definitely do. I have The Art of Vanishing by Morgan Pager. This was one of the books I had put on my 25 books to read in 2025 list. It's a new release that came out over the summer. She works for a publisher. She lives in New York, and this is her debut novel. It takes place in New York. It has to do with a woman who can step into paintings in the Metropolitan Museum of Art, I believe. I follow her on Instagram, and I just love all of her posts. It's NYC Book Girl on Instagram, and this one just sounds so magical. It kind of seems like it's Night at the Museum for adults. There's a little bit of a romance in it. And the top of this dust jacket says, something magical is happening inside this museum. And I just feel like this one will be really good. Maybe I'll head into the city one day in November and read this book and just kind of get in the mood for it, get into the spirit. But I think this is the perfect book to add to the November TBR because it is her debut novel. All right, next up. A book with a bakery or restaurant in it. Oh, I just read the perfect book for this one. I read If It Makes You Happy by Julia Olivia, and that was a fall romance that takes place in a small town in 1997, and the male main character was a baker. But I think I have another one, and I think When in Rome has a bakery in it, and one of my friends is going to be very happy that I pulled this, because this has been on my TBR for almost a year. I think it was in January or maybe even December, but my friend and I went to an event at Barnes & Noble in Union Square for the release of Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. And I hadn't read any books by Sarah Adams before, but I wanted to go. We had a really good time at that event, but I still haven't read this book and she's been begging me to read it. So I think it's finally time that I pick up When in Rome because I pulled this prompt. So if you're watching this, to my friend, this one's for you. I will be reading When in Rome. This is about a pop star and a small town baker in a small town. This one sounds pretty cozy for fall, so I feel like this is gonna be a good palate cleanser, especially because I'm reading some heavy fantasy books right now too. Okay, next up, a new release from this month. Oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna pick for this, because this was going on my TBR no matter what, and that's going to be Brimstone by Callie Hart. I have probably talked about Quicksilver and Brimstone in so many videos this year. I know that this might be like a controversial take, I guess, because some people think this book is terrible, but something about it I was just absolutely obsessed with when I read it last fall. I flew through it, and the minute I finished Quicksilver, I started the audiobook and listened to the entire thing again because I wanted to experience the story in another way, and I was just absolutely obsessed with Quicksilver. So I'm so excited for Brimstone to come out. I think it comes out on November 18th. That will be the book I add to the TBR for this prompt. If you don't know, Quicksilver is a fantasy romance, but I really think it balances plot and romance really well. It's not super heavy on the romance, and it's not, well, it is heavy on the romance, but it's not the only part of the story. There's a really engaging plot, in my opinion. I just really loved it. I loved our male main character. He was the definition of like a tortured hero. I really liked our female main character. I felt like she was really spunky, and I just can't wait for the next one. All right, that's 4 so far, so I think we'll pick 3 more. Okay. Next up, a thriller or mystery book. Oh, I'm not really into thrillers and mysteries right now. I don't really want to pick one for this. I might be able to fudge it and pick Alchemy of Secrets for this because I believe there's a little bit of a mystery in this. Let me see. Let me read the inside. Nope. Doesn't really seem like a mystery. I think we're gonna pull again. I know that's kind of cheating, but I just really feel like if I put a thriller or mystery book on this TBR, it's not gonna get read, so there's really no point. So we're gonna put that one aside and try again. A book you've had for a long time. What have I had for a long time? I don't know what defines like long in this prompt. Is it a few months? Is it a few years? Okay, I actually have an idea for this one. I'm going to pick, oh, it hurt my back, The Nightshade God by Hannah Witten. This is the 3rd book in the Nightshade Crown trilogy. This is the 3rd book. It came out over the summer, so I've had it for a few months, so we can say that that's been a long time. But I was obsessed with the 1st book in this trilogy, which I have back here, and it was called The Foxglove King. I just feel like it was such a unique fantasy, and I feel like I hadn't really read anything like it before. I loved our main characters. There was actually 3 main characters, and just the way that this author writes, I felt like I was in the room with all of these characters. It follows our main character, Lore, who has death magic that she's able to use. In this world, the church holds a lot of power. There's also a temple where one of the goddesses is like buried underneath, and this goddess like leaks death magic and it can affect things, and people use that as a drug. And it was just so interesting to read about. Like I said, I just loved how our main characters interacted with each other. I felt like it was really unique and I hadn't read anything like it before. I didn't love the 2nd book as much as I loved the 1st one, which I think is why I've been putting this one off. It was still good. Like, I think I still gave it 4 stars, but I think because I loved the 1st one so much, I had really high expectations for the 2nd one. I still think this one's gonna be really good and I'm excited to read it, but I just like didn't immediately pick it up. I feel like this will feel good to read and like check a book off of my physical TBR and also wrap up a series that I've been reading for a few years at this point because I read The Hemlock Queen right when it came out. So that's 5 because we have the 4 here plus the 5th one, which was Brimstone. Okay. Next up, Come on. A book that matches the current season. Okay, so it's fall right now. I feel like I kind of already picked a book that matched the current season with When in Rome, because I think that takes place in the fall. I think I'm gonna go with Soul Searching by Lila Sage, because this is a spooky paranormal romance that takes place in a small town. This came out a few weeks ago and I picked it up when I was recently book shopping in Boston, which was so much fun. This seems like it is the relevant season because it's a spooky romance, small town, there's ghosts, and it says home is where the heart is, and this one is haunted. So even though Halloween is only in a few days and technically like spooky season is over, I still think it matches the current season because I am not somebody that jumps right into Christmas on November 1st. I actually love to keep fall going all the way through November, and then after Thanksgiving, I am able to jump into the Christmas season. It's still fall to me for November. It's not Christmas, it's not the holidays yet, whatever you celebrate. So to me, November will still be soul searching season. So that is book number 6, and I think we'll pick one more just for fun. All right, last book for the November TBR. A book that scares you. Huh. I don't know. What book scares me? Like, scares me in what way? Like, I'm intimidated by the length of it or the content? Okay, I might cheat a little bit for this one because I'm actually reading Red Rising right now by Pierce Brown, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm about 30 pages in, and that series had intimidated me for a very long time, so we can say that it scares me. And because I'm currently reading the first one, I feel like I'm going to want to read books 2 and 3 in the Red Rising trilogy sometime in November. So let's put the second book in the trilogy on the TBR. I don't have it just yet. I'm going to have to run to the store at some point to pick it up when I finish Red Rising, but I have a feeling I'm really going to like the rest of the first book in that trilogy. Let's add, I don't know what it's called. Let me see. It's either Morning Star or something else, but there's like another trilogy after the original trilogy, I think, and I'm not entirely sure the order of the books. Okay, the second book in the series is called Golden Sun, so we'll add Golden Sun to the November TBR. Okay, and that is what is on the list for November. We have Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross, The Art of Vanishing by Morgan Pager, When in Rome by Sarah Adams, The Nightshade God by Hannah Witten, Soul Searching by Lila Sage, plus 2 books I don't have yet, Golden Sun by Pierce Brown and Brimstone by Kelly Hart. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. That is all for today. I'm really looking forward to reading these books in November and talking about them with you all. Thank you again for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did, please do all those classic YouTube things like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.